Hi, my name is Chang. Now, here is my presentation for shadowing and interview food service manager. The person that I shadowed is called Chang Sun. He is the area assistant manager in McMahon Dining Hall. Yukon has 8 dining halls. McMahon Dining Hall is the most closest to the main campus. The address is 2011 Hillside Road in Stores. Breakfast time is from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Lunch time is from 11 a.m. to 2:15 p.m. Dinner time is from 3:45 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. They also have late night time from Sunday to Thursday. It is from 7:15 p.m. to 10 p.m. McMahon Dining Hall is the self-operated facility. McMahon Dining Hall is located in Stores, Connecticut. The customers are college students who are from 18 to 30 years old. The majority human race is white people, but the race is diverse because Yukon has 14% international students and also have some Hispanic students. There are almost 20,000 people eat in the McMahon Dining Hall per week. This data is recorded by the computer. Dining hall turnout depends on the weather, sports games, and special events. Usually March and April are the baseball seasons. There will be many people coming to eat at dinner time. Moreover, open house will start at May. Usually parents and some students that will study in Yukon will come on weekend. And this picture shows the whole Yukon Dining Hall service employee system. They have their own human resources administration officer. Each dining hall almost have 40 employees. McMahon Dining Hall has 1 area manager, 3 assistant manager, 1 production chef who is responsible for making the menu, and 1 food production clerk which duty is respond to telephone and reply the email. Entering food item into the computers and make sure the allergens information. There are chef assistants and kitchen assistants. Chef assistants cook the food. The kitchen assistants clean the kitchen and cut the food and responsible for the salad bar and deli bar. This picture shows the working time of all the employees in the McMahon, including the manager and the kitchen assistant and chef assistant. The yellow blank is the relaxed day for them. Manager works 35 hours per week. Normal staff works 40 hours per week. All of them has 2 holidays and 3-day working only 5 hours. Example is the juice operation hour. Now I want to talk about the Gabson Juice background. He started working in the restaurant at 15 years old. He went to the Johnson Wall University to become a chef. His internship was in the Disneyland. He was a chef trainee for 6 months. Then he go back to the school and got his food management degrees. He went to the New York and be a chef in the Almy Park Central Hotel for 3 years. After that, he went to the Yukon and worked till now. He firstly worked in the Yukon Student Union and catering department for 5 years, and then worked in the Northwest Dining Hall. At last, he is the assistant area manager in McMahon Dining Hall till now. I post the 2 job duty and responsibilities. The first one is director of food service, dining service. The second one is the area assistant manager, who is the juice job. His duty is ensure a safety and sanitary condition in accordance with appropriate standard laws, policies, and regulation. He directly supervises all aspects of food production and cleaning in assigned dining hall. He ensured that food is prepared as specified by menu and recipe, or makes correct action, maintains high quality standard, and ensures fresh presentation of menu offering. He conducts training of food service workers, participates in evaluating training needs, conducts regular staff meetings to inform employees about changes and upcoming events. He participates in menu planning and provides nutrition education for students. He also maintains appropriate records, include physical attendance and personnel records, schedules students and full-time staff. He prepares information, evaluation, or reports as requested, plans and organizes special program and projects. He controls entry into dining units. He maintains appearance and cleanliness standard of seating and work area, and maintains functional operation of equipment. He assists in on-site monitoring of renovation or remodeling project. He performs related duty as required. Beckman Dining Hall has different suppliers. All of things are took inventory on Tuesday. Computer checks all of the recipes and what they have in the storage, then finally generate a grocery list. The main food supplier is Cisco, which is like meat. The vegetables supplier is Sardely. The beverage supplier is Coca-Cola. Ice cream supplier is New England ice cream rather than from our dairy bar. The dairy supplier is Mountain Dairy, this is the located brand in Mansfield. The chemical and cleaning supplier is HPC. The carbon dioxide supplier is Ariel. Beckman Dining Hall is a cafeteria, but it is a special cafeteria. They have 5 stations, which are satay, wok, tandoor, pizza, and grilled. These are separate. Each chef is responsible for one main dish in 5 stations. Each dish including protein, carbohydrates, and fat. The dish is made by a la carte. This app can calculate the ingredients that need and the number of meal generated. The advantage is saving money and don't waste a lot of food, because each dish has portion size. Moreover, the food are higher variety. Workstation is the international station. They will have a lot of different food from Asia or Europe. The disadvantage is spending more money and labors on dishes. This is the example recipe I showed is General Tso chicken, which will be cooked during the late night. You can see the portion size and the yield amount. Also, they will have the ingredients, AP amount and EP amount. There are also the mass of preparation at the below. For this recipe, they will use the deep fryer and wok. This is the recipe card. The recipe card will put on the table for each station. It is very clear to allow people know the nutrients, such as calories, saturated fat, protein, and so on. The best part of this job is the first one is it is fun to work with students. Secondly, he will have more communication with others. Thirdly, he will feel strong responsibility for this job. The worst part of this job is have to think everything, know the right answer, and have to do everything as a manager. Our Yukon Dining Service only have 1 registered dietitians, but more are going to be hired in the future. The main responsibility of the registered dietitian is making the nutritional guidelines to follow in the dining hall. The chefs are responsible for making new recipes and menus and submitting them to the registered dietitian to check whether they meet these guidelines. This is the HACCP chart. The chef have to write the date, items, time, temperature, and also they have to sign their name on this chart. This is the patron count sheet, which is count the people that will entering into the dining hall every day. And then, because at the beginning of the door, students have to swipe their cards, then computer can record the people and the number of it. Then they will form this chart. The picture is the storeroom requisition chart. You can see the item name, unit quantity, and actual needs. Depends on this chart, manager can know how much they have and how much they need. This picture are taken in the storage room for the meat. They have different storage rooms, such as for the vegetables, raw meat, dairy, and dessert. The first picture shows how many of each protein they need for each meal. The second picture is on the door of the room. It shows how the meat should be put and storage. The third picture is the room of the storage. This storage is for the cooked food. This storage is for the cooked and raw food. This is the omelet bar, which is the satay station. An omelet bar will start at the beginning of the day, especially for the breakfast day. This is the equipment for making the soup or sauce. It is called a steam jacket kettle. This is dough mixture. It usually made the pizza dough. This is a commercial slide. It will use for slice the ham and the cucumber. This is the storage in the kitchen. This is for the cooked food. Each pan has to be covered and labeled in the date and time. Also, there is a thermometer to measure the temperature of food to make sure it is cooked and make sure the temperature is good. Now I want to talk about the clean system. Fortunately, I worked in the McMahon dining hall for 3 semesters, so I'm very familiar with this part. There are 2 main parts of dish cleaning process. The first part is the dish room. This is the main part. The second part is called pots, which usually were the washing some sticky things or some raw food. The step in the dish room is sweep the food from place into the trash can. Secondly, dishes placed in washing machine, which use chemical and hot water. Thirdly, cleaning the dishes, then placed into the cart, which is delivered back to the dining hall for reuse. The first picture is for the spots. The second picture is the dish room. Environment. Now I want to talk about the delivery system. Main meals are made in McMahon, but some dessert and bread baked in the Yukon bakery. They will send to each dining hall daily. There are 5 stations. Student workers fill the bowl with portion and put it at the different stations. Students then can choose what they want. Here is two questions that I ask. The first is, what are the important skills or requirements to become a full service manager? Firstly is experience and background. Those experience and background can tell you what you know. Those, because you are managers, this experience can help you handle all of the situation and scenario. The second one is trust. As a manager, you have to trust trust your employees, and also employee have to trust you. The third is confidence. Because you are the manager, if you don't have confidence, your employees also don't have confidence. The second question is, what is the difference between restaurant and campus dining hall? He said, working in the dining hall is more comfortable and feel like a big family because you get to talk with students. This role feels not only like a manager but also like a father. And he gives me three advice. The first one is experience. He says 3 times because he thinks experience is the most important part for this job. The second one is, as a manager, you have to check everything and be responsible. The third is patience, because you have to communicate with a lot of people and you don't know who they are and how they is. So patience is the important skill to talk and communicate with others.